Today for math, you will need a few things. You will need your guided class practice, and you will need a pencil. That's it. Okay? So guided class practice and a pencil. But before we get to that, we have a new lesson to talk about today, and I love this lesson. And so today, we're going to be talking about shoes. We're going to be talking about socks. Don't worry, they're clean. We're going to be talking about our hands and our eyes and our ears, our legs and our feet. Can you guess what we're talking about today? If you said pairs, you are correct. Now, how many is a pair? Well, I have these shoes here. This is a pair of shoes. How many are there? There's two of them, aren't there? There are two shoes. These two shoes make up one pair. One pair is two shoes. Put those stinky things to the side. And how about this? Have you ever been told to pair up the socks? If you've ever been told to pair up the socks, you know that you were told to take two socks, put them together, and probably even somehow, however your family does it, fold them up. Right? We like to fold them like this. But that's one pair. How many socks were in that one pair? There were two socks. These two socks equaled your one pair. Now, how many hands do you have? You have two hands, don't you? You have a left hand and a right hand. When you put those together, they make a pair of hands. How many eyes do you have? Look carefully. You have two eyes. That's a pair. How many ears do you have? You have two. That's a pair. How many legs do you have? How many arms do you have? How many feet do you have? Well, you have two of each of them, right? And those are each pairs. So let's go ahead and take a look on my whiteboard here. I'm just going to draw pretend feet for socks. And they're not perfect, and that's okay. They don't have to be. Okay, now, how many pairs of socks do I have here? Well, we said that a pair is equal to 2. So every time I get to 2, I'm going to circle them so that I know that that's a pair. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? How many pairs of socks are there? Notice I did not ask how many total socks. I said how many pairs of socks. And your answer would be 4 pairs. The pairs are what we have circled. This is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, how many total socks? How many total socks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 total socks, but those were in 4 pairs. Okay, what about this next one? These ones have stripes on them, just because. I know, some of these socks that got kind of yucky. And some got really big, didn't they? That's okay. We want to know how many socks we have. So let's first count the socks and let's find out the pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 total socks, but we want to put them in pairs. So let's go ahead and put them in pairs. A pair is 2. And it doesn't matter if it's not right next to each other. 1, 2. That's a pair too, isn't it? How many pairs of socks? How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 pairs of socks. So a pair is 2, right? If you are a girl who likes to wear dangly earrings, you're going to have a pair of earrings. You're going to have one for each ear, aren't you? That'd be also a pair. All right, friends. We're going to take what we have learned and we will apply that into our sheet for today. And we will also be talking more about pairs in the coming days. So why don't you go ahead and grab out your guided class practice. Go ahead and make sure that your name is on it. I was going to try to use a colored pencil to see if that would work for you, but it doesn't look like it shows up very well. Today's October 27th, 2020. Make sure that you have the comma in between the 27 and the 2020. Now remember that when we read story problems, we need to read it all the way through first to find out what it wants. Then we can go back and read it a second time so that we can find out the information that it wanted from us. So let's go ahead and read. Use your pointer finger, use the back of your pencil, whatever you like to use. Judith had 10 hair ribbons and 3 barrettes. She gave, I bet you that's an important word, gave her sister 2 hair ribbons. How many hair ribbons does she have now? Draw a picture and write a number sentence for this story. Write the answer with a label. The label is hair ribbons. And we can even just say ribbons. Okay. So, we want to know about the hair ribbons. So, she had 10 hair ribbons. She gave her sister 2. How many does she have now? All right, now, we do not have to do anything that is any kind of fancy for these hair ribbons. That's even too fancy for me. That's better. See, doesn't have to be fancy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need 10 of them. She gave her sister 2. If she gave her sister 2, did we get rid of some or did we add some? We got rid of some. So, go ahead and we have to get rid of 2. You'll notice that I crossed them off from the right-hand side and worked my way to the left. Now, we need to write our number sentence. So, I'm going to write 10 ribbons minus 2 ribbons equals 8 ribbons. Now, when I write my answer, I am going to write out hair ribbons. So, my answer was this right here. Okay? 8 hair ribbons. If you need to pause the video to continue writing this, you go right ahead. Please do not feel like you need to do anything that I was trying to do here. It's not worth my time right now. Not at all important for what we're doing. I was trying to make them all like frilly. You know how girls, you like to have them all. Maybe you like to have the big bows in your hair. Okay, that's what I was trying to do. Not necessary though. Just make ribbon. Just make circles. Let's go to number 2. How many socks are in the box? Okay, so first we need to count the socks in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there were 10 socks in the box. Now, the next direction. Circle pairs of socks. Remember, pairs are going to be 2. So go ahead, you need to circle all the pairs. 1, 2, 1, 2. How many pairs of socks are there? Well, how many circles did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how many pairs there are. 5 pairs. Okay, number 3, fill in the missing numbers on this piece of a 100 numbers chart. We were working on this a little bit in calendar this morning, weren't we? So, remember, there's a couple different things I can do. I can start at 23, knowing this is a 100 numbers chart. This would have been 13, this would have been 3. And I can say, okay, what comes underneath 23? What is 10 more than 23? You could also use your red folder. 23, 33, 43. Now I can just count by ones. Okay, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Remember, since this is a piece of the 100 numbers chart, you can't go from 28 and make this 29. You cannot do that. This is as if it was ripped out of something, and this is all you have. Okay? 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. And now I can go ahead, and finish filling this out. I just went ahead and counted backwards. You didn't have to do it that way. You could have started at 43 and continued counting. Okay, this is 47. 4, 7, 47. We're going to divide these shapes right here into fourths. Remember that when you have a circle, you have to divide it in half, and then you need to divide it in half again, the other way. For the square, we have a couple different choices. You could do what I just did with the circle. I could go diagonal, or I could split it into 4 pieces, going straight up or straight across. For today, that's what I chose to do. You did not have to do that, remember. So here's another square. I could have done that. I could have done that. I also could have done that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you had lots of choices, okay? Number 5, find the sums. Remember, we want to find what's 10 more. What's 10 more than 20? I need to count by tens. Here we go. 10, 20. What comes after 20? 30. 2 plus 1 is 3. 70 plus 10. What's 10 more than 70? 80. And you can always use your chart. So look at the first one. What's 10 more than 20? Well, 30 is. 70 plus 10. What's 10 more than 70? Go down 1. That's 80. All right, fill in your missing add-ins. You have a couple choices. You could use the red folder. I could go ahead and I could make my own little number line down here at the bottom. I could count in my head. All right, so something plus 2 is 10. I have a couple choices, remember. I can start at 10 and I can go backwards 2 spots, or I can start at 2 and keep counting up until I get to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That told me 8 plus 2 equals 10. Remember, you could have started at 10 and you could have gone back 2 spots. 1, 2. And that would have given you 8, which is the same answer. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with 6 plus something equals 10. Start at 6 this time and count up until we get to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many leaps did I need to make? I made 4 leaps. Okay. I would like you to do the back side of this today. Please make sure that you have that date written. It gives you lots of chances to practice. Your label is going to be biscuits. But when you get down here, I would like you to put the answer as dog biscuits. Okay? How many socks are in the box? Count the socks first. Circle the pairs. And then how many pairs are there? How many circles did you make? Fill in the pieces on your 100 numbers chart. Divide the shapes in halves. Find the sum. Use your red folder if you need to. And then fill in your missing add-ins. Remember the tips I've given you over the last 2 days for that as well. When you're done with this backside with 37B, please have an adult check your work. Have them sign up here at the top or initial. That's how I always make my initial for my kids when I'm checking their work out. And then put it back into your Tuesday folder. Have a great day.